Hello, everyone. First off, Masha Allah, a huge, beautiful congratulations to you. As your resident explainer, and let's just say your enthusiastic auntie who wants to make sure you've got all the right facts, I'm here today to solve a mystery that stresses out literally almost every newly pregnant mom: the missing belly. You've seen those two pink lines, your heart is just full of joy, but your silhouette? Yeah, it hasn't changed a bit. So today, we're going to break down the exact science and the timeline of when that beautiful baby bump is actually going to make its grand appearance. Let's start with a highly relatable scenario, right? You're in your second month. You wake up, you rush to the bathroom mirror, turn to the side, lift up your shirt, and you squint. You aggressively suck in your breath, push your stomach out, turn left, turn right, desperately trying to catch just a shadow of a bump. You might even call your husband in, who, let's be honest, is way too terrified to give you an honest answer. And nothing. Or worse, you just look like you ate a really big lunch yesterday. This is the classic panic of the missing bump. You start spiraling, wondering if everything is okay in there, or if you're doing something wrong, and asking yourself, where is my belly? It's a hilarious, universal experience, but it brings genuine anxiety. So let me reassure you right now, what you're experiencing is perfectly, totally normal. You see, the baby bump is the ultimate visible sign of your baby's growth. Way before you can feel those tiny little butterfly kicks, and long before you hold them in your arms, the bump is the physical proof to you and to the whole world that there is a little life blossoming inside. It's deeply emotional. It's this profound visual confirmation that shouts, yes, I'm going to be a mother. Naturally, the excitement to see it is just off the charts, especially for first-time moms experiencing this absolute miracle for the very first time. We want that bump, and we want it yesterday.
So what actually happens in the early months?
Okay, let's dive right into what's actually going on during those early, honestly kind of confusing weeks. Because while you're staring at your flat stomach, wondering if that pregnancy test lied to you, your body is doing a tremendous, exhausting amount of work. It's essentially building an entire life support system from scratch. Your body is secretly working overtime. You're probably experiencing tender changes in your breast size, noticing a bit of generalized weight gain, or seeing sudden changes in your skin. Your hormones are surging at record levels, preparing your biology for the massive task ahead. It's almost comical, honestly. You're feeling all these intense, overwhelming physical symptoms behind the scenes, but the one thing you actually want to see is nowhere to be found. Your body is just quietly laying down the essential foundation. And here is the simple, beautiful truth. The baby is simply too small right now. Subhanallah, think about the sheer miracle of early development. In the first 2 to 3 months, your baby is the size of a tiny apple seed, then maybe a blueberry, then a small plum. How could a little blueberry possibly push your stomach out enough to be seen through your clothes? Plus, nature is incredibly smart. Right now, your tiny baby is tucked safely away, deep down inside your pelvic bone. Your pelvis is acting as nature's ultimate protective fortress, shielding that tiny life from the outside world. So, to every anxious mother out there, just breathe. The lack of a bump in these early weeks is exactly how human biology is designed to work. Let's map this journey out clearly so you know exactly what to expect. In months 2 and 3, like we said, the baby is too small and completely hidden within that pelvic fortress, so no bump. But right around the 12th week, an amazing physiological shift happens. You enter the second trimester. Your uterus, which has been hiding safely down below, begins to grow and makes a literal upward journey, expanding right out of the pelvic bowl. And by the time you hit the 16th week, well, that's when the true magic usually happens. The expanding uterus pushes firmly up and out into the abdominal space, and boom, there it is. The baby bump finally pops out. This is the biological roadmap your body is following. Now let's talk about the height battle. Tall versus short. Picture this. You and your friend, or maybe your sister-in-law, are pregnant at the exact same time. You're both exactly 14 weeks along. You meet up for coffee. She walks through the door sporting this beautiful, obvious, perfectly round baby bump, already rubbing her belly. And you're still zipping up your regular high-waisted jeans, looking completely unchanged. You instantly freeze in panic. You think, why does she look so much bigger? Is my baby not growing? Did I do something wrong? It's the ultimate comedic rivalry, right? Sizing up other pregnant women, but it really just stems from a complete lack of understanding of simple human anatomy. It all comes down to real estate. Let's break this down simply. If a woman is shorter, her torso is naturally shorter. There is less vertical room for the expanding uterus to grow upward, so the only direction for the baby to go is outward. Because of this horizontal push, a shorter woman's belly will naturally become visible much earlier, sometimes popping out in the 3rd month. On the flip side, if a woman is tall, she has a longer torso. Her baby has plenty of luxurious room to stretch out vertically inside the abdominal cavity. Therefore, a taller woman can often hide her bump much, much further into the 2nd trimester without showing it all. It's not that her baby is smaller, it's just better hidden in that vertical space. Next up, let's look at a first versus second pregnancy. Aside from your height, the number of times you've been pregnant drastically alters the timeline. The rules completely change depending on whether this is baby number 1 or baby number 2. If this is your very first pregnancy, your abdominal muscles are tight. They've never been stretched like this before, so they provide a massive amount of resistance. They act like stubborn little guards, holding the uterus snugly inside for as long as biologically possible. That's why the belly shows late. But if this is your second pregnancy, your muscles remember. Your abdominal wall has already been stretched out from your first baby. They are relaxed, seasoned veterans. And the moment that uterus starts to expand, the muscles just say, we know the drill, open the gates. And the bump pops out much, much earlier. So this brings us to the golden timing for your belly's appearance. Keeping your height and your pregnancy history in mind, when can you take a bright red marker, circle a date on the calendar, and say, okay, this is when I should really expect to look pregnant? The answer is the 12 to 16-week window. This 4-week stretch in the early part of your 2nd trimester is the absolute golden prime time. While a second-time shorter mom might show a little earlier and a first-time taller mom a little later, weeks 12 through 16 are generally when the secret is out, and your beautiful bump becomes undeniably visible to the world. The specific biological reason for this 12 to 16-week window is uterus expansion. As your baby develops, the womb has to rapidly grow to accommodate them. Before 12 weeks, your uterus fits neatly and securely inside your pelvis, but as it continuously expands, it literally outgrows the pelvic cavity. It has absolutely nowhere else to go but to forcefully push up and outward into your abdomen. That physical, mechanical upward push is exactly what creates the bump. It's not magic, and it's not dependent on how much you eat. It is purely a matter of stunning biological mechanics. Which leads me to my most important point. Don't compare yourself to others. We've looked at the science, the tall versus short battles, and the muscle memory, and all of this information points to one absolute truth that I really need you to take to heart. Knowing the exact reasons stops the worry over a big or small belly. Every single woman's body is spectacularly unique. Your height is unique, your muscle tone is unique, your baby's exact position is unique. You have got to stop measuring your bump against the woman in the waiting room or your friends, and especially those perfectly curated, completely unrealistic influencers on social media. Their journey is not your journey. Your baby is growing on their own perfect, divinely designed timeline. Knowing these biological facts frees you from the anxiety. Embrace your entirely unique journey, because what your body is doing is absolutely incredible. We spend so much time waiting for the bump to prove we're mothers to the outside world. But isn't it incredible that the most vital, foundational development happens completely in secret? If your baby bump is your beautiful badge of honor to the world, what does your hidden, quiet phase mean to you? How did you feel during those early weeks of waiting? Share your journey down below so we can build a supportive community of mothers. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep taking beautiful care of yourself, trust the miraculous process happening inside you, and I will see you in the next explainer.